Harry Potter.
Oh, of course. Yeah. The thing you gotta catch.
Golden Snitch.
Yeah.
No offense here.
Oi Brasil, hoje estou aqui com uma collab super especial com o Thomas Oder Gilbert. How do you say that?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I looked on Google
we say
Translate.
Thomas Olde Heuvelt.
Heuvelt?
But you did it way better than most Americans do.
Because you're Dutch, you're not American.
No, that's right.
So that's a different accent, of
Yes.
course. And he's the author of Hex, or do you say X?
Hex. Yeah.
Everybody's reading it. It's on #1 sales.
Yeah, it was
one.
like first in horror on Brazilian Amazon, and it was like #5 overall, I think.
In all of them.
And that's like spectacular. It's a country so far away from where I live, like Brazil. It's really amazing.
Did you expect that it would be such a hit?
I both the way Darkside is, like what they've done with the book is looks awesome, but also the way they promoted their social media marketing is so wonderful to watch. Like when I turn onto Instagram, I get pictures from all over the world from readers reading Hex, but by far most of them are from Brazil. They're just so clever with the Hex app they made and the people with the stitched up eyes and the stitched up mouth and all that. I hoped it was going to do well, but I'm really grateful that it is actually doing well.
And it is a story about a witch in our modern days.
Yes.
She used to be a problem, now she's kind of controlled because they stitched her mouth and her eyes. So she's there, but it's okay, nothing happens. They control her with an app, with this Hex app, and something happens that she starts to be a problem again. And I was wondering what your inspiration and why would you do it in the modern days and put an app?
I like stories that's set in our own world, the world we all live in, where we all live our lives, because that's, closest to your personal life, and that's also closest to where you can scare readers. Because if bad stuff starts happening in real life, it's closer to you personally. We all imagine this dark figure standing in our bedroom and, she's coming into our house, standing there next to your bed for nights on end, watching you behind the stitched up eyes. We all know what it feels like, and it seems to work.
I was telling him that I had to put off the book for a few days because I had weird dreams and I felt she was there in my... I really felt like something, and then I couldn't sleep for a few days.
Maybe she was there.
No, hopefully not. Please.
That's the awesome thing. When it came out in the Netherlands like 5 years ago, people started mailing me like they had these weird dreams caused by the book, and to create something that could actually cause that in readers, that's really awesome. And now all these matches come pouring in from all over the world, which is all the more awesome.
It's like a horror author best dream to give people nightmares.
Exactly, yeah. So I wanted to write a story because we've all heard or seen stories in movies with a supernatural presence haunting a place or a house or a town, and we all know how it goes, and it's always a scary apparition. I didn't want to make it scary to begin with. I wanted to make it fun.
I love the scene where she's like they're mocking her and she hits how do you say that in English?
The lamppost on the street. Yeah, exactly. Just imagine this figured 17th century woman would appear in your bedroom or your living room. Like any sane person would probably run and scream. But any Dutch person, because the Dutch are very down-to-earth people, we don't scare easily. They would just hang a dishcloth over her face and read the newspaper. I thought it would be fun. What if this whole town is used to her and they all treat her like that? They're all used to her. But the thing is, underneath their skins, they're still very scared because everyone has some sort of superstition and everyone has fears. They all fear the day that she might ever open her eyes because she had the evil eye and they stitched it up.
And I love the thing that they can't leave the town.
Yes.
Because, if that happened here, I would leave. So they can't leave because she haunts them even when they're not there.
That's the one thing she can still do because she's harmless in a way. Her arms are chained toward her body, her mouth and her eyes are stitched so she cannot spread her curse anymore. But her curse does make these people stay in town. If you're born in Black Spring, you have to die there because if you leave, it's okay for a couple of days. The longer you stay away, the darker your thoughts become. And the more her curse starts working on your mind until you actually kill yourself. So you cannot leave. Imagine living in a small town environment where this is the case, where you have to stay there forever, especially the kids. They want to move out, they want to try to solve the curse, they want to get into the real world, but they cannot do that, so they try to figure ways how to solve it, and that's where things
the
go
problem
wrong.
begins. And Stephen King read your book and said it was amazing.
That was awesome.
What happened there?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
That was the most amazing feeling ever. I was a fan as a kid. I read my first Stephen King novel when I was 11 years old. It was Pet Sematary. It's by far its darkest book. And it had a profound impact on me as a person and as a writer. And I knew back then that's what I was going to do when I grew up. I want to write scary stories and published all over the world, which worked out. And then he tweeted about the book. So when your own childhood
But did
hero,
you know he was reading it? Or?
Well, I knew my UK publisher had sent him a copy because my UK publisher also publishes Stephen King in the UK. And my editor, he told me, don't get your hopes up. Because, I mean, people send him books all the time and he only tweets about stuff he really, really likes. So I was expecting nothing. But then the book came out and 3 weeks later, suddenly my phone exploded with all sorts of messages. Did you see the tweet? Did you see the tweet? Which was really awesome. Yeah. And I'm really grateful because it has opened up so many new audiences. So many new people have discovered this book because of his tweet and because of
one tweet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but a lot of publishers put the quote like on the book in many countries. So yeah. I mean,
that helps a lot.
It helps a lot, definitely, to get a recommendation from a guy like him.
And you wrote the book first in Dutch, and then you changed a little bit for this new version. Why did you do that? And changed the ending too, I heard.
Yes, I did. The original book was set in the Netherlands, in a small town. I wanted to create this perfect sense of familiarity also for people abroad. Because this is a book that really scares people, like you said. I mean, it gets a core reaction of fear. And to create that core reaction of fear in a reader, you need to create like this perfect sense of familiarity and suck the reader in and then destroy it. And I figured that if an American person would read a book that sets in a small town in the Netherlands, they would start wondering, okay, so, well, first how you pronounce their ridiculous names and the places, what does it look like, but also what's the norm for these people and what are they scared of and what are they not scared of. And that all stands in the way of this emotional reaction. You start thinking rationally then, and that's what you want to prevent. I decided I'll relocate the book in an American setting. As I was at it, I also felt, well, I'm changing it anyway. I'm writing a new book, basically. And when I read it in translation, I thought the ending was off. So I thought I could make it more scary. So I did. You never really get a chance to present your book. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to know the original ending, you need to learn Dutch. Because I'm not going to tell you. We've offered all publishers in the world who bought the book, and like 21 publishers in 26 countries now, I think. And we all offered them both the Dutch edition and the American edition, and they all bought the American edition. So.
And I heard they're doing a series about it.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it again. I'll have to read this and have nightmares, and then I'll go watch the series. Do you have any put to that, or are they doing it?
It's really cool, actually. Have you seen It last year?
Yes.
Yeah, Annabelle.
Yes.
Yeah, the screenwriter who wrote those movies, his name is Gary Dauberman. He's working on the first season for Hex now, which is really exciting because he's a really great screenwriter and he's a great production team. And he's working on it as we speak. I get to read the first screenplays in about a couple of weeks, I think, and I get to give my input. And then when we greenlight it, they go to the networks, and then it's fingers crossed, and hopefully it will get made. And it looks very, very positive right now. We're all very psyched about it. It's a good feeling about it. Yeah, it will be really interesting to see what they're gonna make of this book. I mean, it's a perfect book for a series because there's so many characters in his little town, and they all have their ways of dealing with the witch. There's so many of these fun characters in the book that deal with it. It would be
funny too, right? Like the scenes.
Yeah.
It would be like a horror comedy, something like that.
Yeah, well, at least it would start like that. But then it would turn really dark. And what I liked as well a lot was the Blair Witch Project.
I have a thing for witches.
Yeah, but what I like about that movie is that you never ever get to see the witch.
Yes.
And it's like total opposite of my book, where she's right there from page 1.